morning. This video is going to show you how to connect your iPad to your MacBook and have it turn into a document camera for you in case you're wanting to use it for in-person teaching, but also as a way to reach your students if you are teaching them online. I know some of us have some of our kids in person and some at home, and this might be an option for you to do some live instruction for both groups of kids if that's something that you are wanting to try. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to find your charging block and cord, and you won't need the block, but you're going to need the cord for your iPad, and you're also going to need your iPad. So you're going to plug in the iPad just like you would if you were charging it. And then you are going to take the USB part of your charging cord and you are going to connect that to your MacBook. If you have an old MacBook, the originals that we got, you can plug that right into the side of your computer. If you have a new MacBook, you are going to need a dongle to make the connection. If you don't have a dongle with a USB cord, you can check in with the building tech at your building or put in a help desk ticket to get a dongle. On my computer, I have my iPad connected using the USB cord. And what you're going to do is you can use the shortcut key, Command Spacebar, and that brings up this search key, and you want to search for QUICKTIME Player. And now you'll see I have a QUICKTIME Player here up in the top left-hand corner. What you're going to do is you are going to start a new movie recording. Okay? And you're going to see this pop up on your screen. I'm going to take it full screen. And right now mine is blank. But if you go down to the bottom here where it says camera, you want to choose the iPad on your screen. So now you'll see my iPad is connected. I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to go to my camera. So now my iPad's on my MacBook and you can see that I have my screen. I do want to show you what I'm planning on using to set up my iPad. You'll just see on my desk I found that 2 boxes that I can use to set my iPad on top of. So I'm going to just set it up right on top of these boxes so that you can't really see the box, but you can see the paper in front of me. Okay? So as I'm working and setting this up now, what I'm wanting you to see is that the writing that you do, if I was working on handwriting with students, it is capturing that in real time. So you could be having this done, you could be sharing this screen on a Google Meet with your students. I also want to just bring up a sheet of paper. So if you're wanting to look at something with your students, or if you're doing a conference virtually with families, you'd be able to bring in a piece of your students' work and you could be highlighting and showing them what it is that you were wanting them to see. You could pull to a specific example, and you're doing the same thing that you would have done if they were face to face with you. To show you how to set up your Google Meet so that you can see your iPad document camera and your students in the Google Meet. So first you're going to notice that I've installed an extension called Google Meet Grid View. So I'm going to click on that because I want to enable the grid view so that I can see all the participants in the call. If I wanted to include myself in this call, I can do that as well. And you should see my grid update here in a second. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. So right now there are 2 people in the call. I have myself and I have potentially a student or a parent or whoever I am meeting with. I have my iPad on one screen, my Google Meet on the other. I'm going to tile this to the right, and I'm going to choose my iPad on the left. And now what I'm going to do in my Google Meet is I'm going to present my screen. And instead of showing the entire screen, I'm just going to share a window. And the window that I want to share is my movie recording. So I'm going to choose the movie recording screen and hit share. And now I'm testing this and I can see it on my iPad or on the other device that I joined with. I'm actually able to see this writing. So if a parent were joining you for a video conference, you're going to be able to double check and you can see what they see. And as you see, there's maybe a little bit of a lag between the Google Meet and live, but there's not any delay in the movement that you're going to see. Okay, so in the Google Meet, you'll be able to share and talk through things with your families. Okay. If you are wanting to use this with your students and do some instruction, I'm going to grab a different sheet of paper here, and I'm going to pretend this is a little bit bigger. But if you were wanting to do some teaching with your students, this would be a way to build an anchor chart if you're doing a compare and contrast where you're setting up that T-chart for them. And that way they're able to see what it is that you're doing as you're talking through. I'm noticing there is a little bit of a delay here, but I think that's because I'm recording my screen and running a Google Meet, and I am presenting my screen. So I'm asking my computer to do quite a lot of things. But when I tested this without the screen recording, it wasn't an issue. If you have questions, please reach out to a DLC. We would be happy to talk you through this.